This is becoming a cult channel.
Welcome to the I3O Podcast.
And the cult.
This is the 11th episode. And we know this time because we spent a long time listening to past audio so that we could figure out which episode it was.
Yes, and we do not have it recorded.
I am very late on editing these videos. In fact, it seems like it's been over a month since I last uploaded.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Truly
do you know
true.
do you know what that means?
What?
You're failing the program.
I'm failing no program.
You're failing the program.
What kind of program would I be failing?
Would I?
Get it, because I'm going to get a 2 in math.
That was planned, by the way.
Exactly. I think we should talk about Christmas.
Speaking of
because
math.
it's November. Of course, speaking of math.
Speaking of math, how's your math going, Nicholas?
My math is not mathing.
Which part of the math is exactly causing you the most trouble?
It's the part where I'm going through the book because I'm revising. So I start reading through it and I'm like, whoa, wait, I haven't done this before.
Oh.
Like, I'll reach a new part and they'll be like, oh yeah, this is factor theorem, but I still don't know what factor theorem is. I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, I understood remainder theorem.
I
but
think the remainder theorem and factor theorem are the same things.
They are?
I think so, because...
Like, I remember remainder theorem was like, you put in the...
You put in the remainder, and then you get the... No. The remainder theorem
No, you put in a zero.
No, remainder theorem is you put in the remainder into the function and you get the zero. And factor theorem is you put the factor in the function and you get the remainder, I'm pretty sure.
Actually, let me look at it.
I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Yeah, it was so you put something in there and you get something out. That would like...
Yeah, that would make sense actually. Remainder, put in the remainder, you get the zero, and factor, you put in the factor and get the remainder.
Okay. If a polynomial p of x is divided by a binomial x minus a, the remainder obtained is p of a.
Of course. That
So
makes
if
so
it's
much
like
sense.
x minus 1, then putting 1 into p of x. Like if p of x gets divided by x minus 1, putting 1 in, like getting p of 1 gives you the remainder.
The remainder, yeah. So that's factor theorem, right?
Yeah, no, that's remainder theorem.
Wait, that's remainder theorem.
Wait, yeah, look, factor theorem versus remainder theorem.
Okay, so factor theorem is the one where you put in the remainder and you get the factor.
Oh, wait. The remainder theorem tells us that for a polynomial f of x, if you divide it by the binomial x minus a, the remainder is equal to the value of f of a. The factor theorem tells us that if a is a 0, I hate this. If a is a 0 of a polynomial f of x, then x minus a is a factor of what? Wait, I should probably be paying attention when I'm reading.
Okay, if there is no remainder, it's a factor.
Yeah.
And that's the factor theorem. If there is a remainder, it has a remainder. That's the remainder theorem.
Ah, you see, they're the same thing except with one of them. With one of them, you get a 0. And if it's a 0, you call it factor theorem. And if you don't get 0 at the end, you get remainder theorem.
But in both cases, you plug in the factor, right?
No, you plug in the 0. Or I mean,
You plug in the x.
like if you're
the x
dividing,
value.
if you're dividing by something.
Yeah, like if you're dividing by x minus 1, then you plug in 1.
Yeah, like you're dividing by
But
that, but you don't know if it's, from what I'm understanding, you don't know if it's factor or remainder theorem.
However, if you're... Yeah, you don't know if it's factor or
Yeah.
remainder until you get the answer.
Yeah, until it's on the
However,
other side.
bro, if Mr.
Synthetic
Howard
division is so much
listens-
easier.
Mr. Howard listens to this podcast, we're gonna get like a...
We're getting shot for
We're
sure.
getting shot.
No. But he'll know we're actually working. We're
We
actually
are,
paying
yo,
attention.
bro.
Well, I wasn't here when we did. Did we do this when I was here?
Yeah.
Really? I don't think so. I think it was in Lisbon.
Might be the case.
Yeah. I think I was in Lisbon. There's no way I was here for this.
But it wasn't like a big section of the class. Like...
No, but it's going to be like, bro. Can we talk over something right now with tests? I don't mind like 60 minutes to do a 20 question test.
Me neither.
Like I'm sitting there and I'm like, that is okay. That's fair play.
40 minutes for a 6-question test.
It's like you get 2 hours for 2 questions. Squeeze me. And like, those kind of tests.
Squeeze me.
Those kinds of tests freak me out.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really
Wait,
bad.
I thought we were gonna have
Don't we have 40
6
minutes?
questions for 16. No? Only 40?
I'm pretty sure it's 40. Unless I misheard it. And if it is 60, that's even worse.
Yeah, that's definitely worse. That does kind of freak me out. Because that's like 4/6. I don't know. I'm not going to do the math right now.
Yeah.
But that's like, I'm already saving my brain for later tonight.
No, don't even mention it. Well, later tonight there's just going to be like gates of hell opening.
Yeah.
Like now we open the gates of heaven, then it's going to be the gates of hell open.
Exactly. Tonight you get the math grind. Tonight is the opening Khan Academy at 2 a.m, realizing I don't know something.
Here's the thing. Do you know, I grinded math yesterday from 17 until like 23 o'clock in the evening. Straight, no breaks, 0. I was eating my pizza and doing the math. Because I knew that I was going to be like completely destroyed for the test if I didn't do that.
I wanted to, and then what happened was
Instagram.
I had MUN this. Instagram to a degree, but I also had MUN this morning, which means I had to go to bed early.
That is why didn't choose.
And I had to shower. Believe it or not, I know it's not very. It's not very hyper gamer.
You had to shower.
I had to shower,
bro.
You will never believe it.
Is that the first time in this year?
It was the first time yesterday. I'm a killer showerer. I'm a certified shower boy. So yeah, that's kind of the thing. I'm not sure math is going to be mathing.
No.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's going to be math. Like, I don't, there's nothing I've looked at that I've been like, wow, I really just don't get this. Like, I'm going to consistently fail doing this. It's not like induction. I got induction and I consistently messed up every question. With
Induction
this I mess up
so bad. Induction is so horrible.
I hope there's no induction questions. There's been so many like in the book. Like they've been like prove that.
I asked him.
What did he say?
You know, actually, he didn't say anything about induction. But you know what? There's like a square root of I.
Yeah.
You need to be able to do that.
Square root of I.
Like evaluate square root of I.
Oh, I think I know how to do that.
It becomes like because like square root of 2 over 2 plus square root of 2 over 2i.
Yeah, something like that.
But it's a lengthy process.
Yeah, I remember I did a question like that. Yes, well, I did it wrong, and then I had to look at the solve.
It's always like that. It's always like that.
But like evaluate square square root of I, because I think that's manageable. I think that's something I could try to do.
What are your opinions on Jordan Peterson?
Jordan Peterson, not a fan.
Not a fan of Jordan.
Not good. I don't mean to get political, but I'm really not all that big of a fan. I used to be when I was younger, and then I grew up a little bit and realized, okay, maybe I'm not so sold on what he has to say. In fact, maybe I'm not so sold on anything he has to say.
Really?
Yeah. What's your opinions on Jordan Peterson? You're a well-renowned Jordan Peterson fan.
Yes. No, I think he's great.
He's great.
I think the values he's teaching to young men,
of course,
specifically,
of course,
are very important. And masculinity is king.
Of course. I
can't say this with a straight face.
I don't think. You see, here's the thing. If anyone that doesn't know us listens to this, we're not going to catch the irony. Or if they do, it's going to be like only sometimes. Yeah. That's why I avoid like saying anything ironically on the podcast, because I don't know if people will be able to read the sarcasm.
They won't, but who cares?
It is what it is. It's not like anyone's listening to this. I'm not listening to it because I'm having a trouble even editing it.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna stop like trying to edit them. I'm just gonna put the thumb. I'm gonna put the.
Can't swear, and then it's all good.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes we forget we swear, and then I have to listen through it. I'm not going to. Like, I'm just throwing it in, even if we swear. I don't think that our teacher is actually listening to this.
So, to what extent do you agree with the statement of, if a man is not capable of violence and chooses not to be violent, this isn't a virtue, it's a weakness. However, if he is capable of violence, he is dangerous. and he chooses not to be violent, that's a virtue.
I think it comes down to how you define virtue and weakness.
True, but that's a Jordan Peterson statement.
I know. I can see where he's coming from.
I can see where he's coming
like,
from.
I see his point. I see his point. I just feel I know where he's leading with that. So I'm very not inclined to back him up.
No, but the statement itself is not necessarily wrong.
It's not virtuous to not do something bad you could never do anyways.
Yeah.
Like, it's not virtuous to not overthrow the government of Venezuela.
That was an extremely specific example.
Like, that's not virtuous. That's just something you're not really going to do. Now, being able to do it and not doing it, again, it comes out a little bit like, okay, let's say completely hypothetically, you could beat the living crap out of someone, but you choose not to do it. Does that make you virtuous? No, I think
it depends in what scenario. Like, if you had a reason to, but you chose not to, and you had the capability to, I suppose that's virtue.
Having or showing high moral standards. I guess not picking violence is having or showing high moral standards. Mm-hmm. I suppose that. Like, if you can inflict violence but not choosing to. But it's also virtuous even if you can't inflict violence. Like, if you're weak, you can still inflict violence. But you choose not to.
The problem is, if you give the power to inflict violence to someone who didn't have the capability of violence before, you don't really know what's going to happen because he hasn't shown like where his moral standing is.
That's true.
And to oppose that to someone who is capable of violence and you give him even more power, and if he was virtuous before, you might, have a reason to believe that he will be virtuous continuing with even more power.
No, I see the point. I'm not sure I disagree with the statement. I think it's probably true to an extent.
I agree with that.
But I know where he leads up with that. Like, I know with Jordan Peterson, he always says something that sounds half reasonable, and then he goes completely off the rails. It's all these people. They say something, and I'm like, don't disrespect your mother. Okay,
yeah,
that sounds pretty respectable. And then they go completely off the.
Give an example. Give an example, Nico.
I think of one.
This is geography. You're peeling the argument right now.
Repealing the argument. I'm proofing it. I think of something that Andrew Tate has said. You see, I have trouble thinking.
I think I can give you a wait. What was it? Wait a minute. Cheating is bad.
Yes.
Therefore, my woman cannot cheat, and if she does, I will leave her. However, if I do it, it's completely fine.
yeah, but that's not really like taking a statement and then manipulating it into something else.
No, but
like,
okay, I guess what he did is after that he said, I think, men, cheating done by men is completely fine, whether if it is done by a female, then it is the most horrible thing that can be done.
Wow. Hello, you are currently on the I3O Podcast.
Oh, you are recording the podcast here.
Yes, we are indeed. I lost track of where. Yeah, Finley, you're a well-renowned Andrew Tate fan. Jordan Peterson enthusiast and Joe Rogan listener.
Oh, I was meant to ask about Joe Rogan as well.
Can you share with the class?
Give me a statement that Andrew Tate said that then he manipulated into something that's completely off the rails.
I don't even know. I think there was the one where he said if he's in a bar, right?
Yeah.
And he got attacked by this dude.
Yeah.
And so this dude's hitting him. And so a girl comes up behind him and starts hitting him as well. And he doesn't know that it's a girl. So he said he has the right to bring the girl over his shoulders and body slam her onto the ground.
Oh, I got lost.
That is...
He's in the bar and he gets hit by a girl. So that gives him the right
And his reasoning
to
is that
take
he
her
does
and
not know.
body slam her on the table. You know what? That's fair. No, but I'm gonna get controversial here, very political. But according to equality, if a woman's hitting you, you technically have the self-defense right to
That is true.
body slam her
And
on
he
the
did
table.
not know. He is already turned around with another person. So he
What
did
would
not
you say,
see the
Nicholas?
I would say that self-defense is fine.
Controversial.
Yeah, self-defense is fine, right?
Like-
Doesn't matter if a woman attacks you.
Like if it's
self-defense.
if it's self-defense, the gender doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
You just gotta protect yourself. Well, that's a good example. Wasn't I don't think it answered.
I
the
don't
question.
think
It didn't
No,
answer the question.
I
But it
can't
doesn't
think of
matter.
any examples right now.
That's-
Wait, let me go on Instagram for like 2 minutes and I'm gonna find the perfect one.
Yeah, fine.
But that was a very specific example. Thank you.
Thank you,
I'm
Finley.
not gonna give. What we give is okay.
I
It is what
already
it
have the credit.
is. It is what it is.
We're promoting his scam.
Oh, yeah, of course. You should sign up for his website. Triangle Pyramid Schemes with Finland.
Pyramid schemes with Finn.
Where you
She'll
can
teach
learn-
you how to do a pyramid scheme.
Yeah,
and
actually,
give you a
if you-
referral link.
Exactly. He'll give you a referral link on his. The following statements have been redacted for economic reasons. Anyways, math. Math. So the test is tomorrow. That's not gonna go well. But I feel really smart when I get a question right because I'm like, wow. I don't mean to brag, but
But here's the thing. On the last test, right?
yeah.
I knew how to do basically everything. And I knew how to do this, how to solve the question, right? So I was thinking, I was feeling confident, feeling confident.
Yeah.
And then once I get the test back, turns out all of my answers, like the final answers, are wrong, but my methodology is correct.
I
So
see.
So I lose like 15 marks because of the
see.
final answer.
Oof. That is going to be me during these. Bro, it's so whack that they threw in a question that was wrong.
I know.
Bro, I wasted so much time on that. I wasted so much time because I was like, is this just math? I don't understand. Why is the numerator growing and the denominator shrinking? I don't comprehend.
I can't understand. No, but we don't talk about the first math test. That was
No, there was no first math test.
No.
Sequences and series, proofs, never heard of it.
Why are proofs so goddamn hard?
I don't know.
Bro.
I can't do it. I just can't do them.
Like everything is so hard about them. The algebra part, the figuring out what you're actually supposed to prove.
Yeah. Like I'm saying there, it's like, prove this is equal to this. I'm like,
It's proven. Like
it was in the question.
Bro, what if instead of writing out like an algebraic equation, right? You're right.
What's your bro?
Algebra.
Algebra. Yeah.
You're right. Since 7 pencils, you have 7 pencils on the left, and you have 7 pencils on the right. These two lefts and rights have the same amount of pencils. Therefore, this statement is correct.
True. I think that's how we should do it. I think sequences and like proofs are going to be a lot easier now. And I think so for a very simple reason. When I did them at the start of the year, I was not as good at algebra as I am now. Like now I'm doing like complex number things, and I'm like, yeah, okay, this makes sense. I can just move things around a lot easier. I understand the connection between full numbers and fractions and stuff a lot better.
True.
I feel the algebra goes way sooner. Like when you have a fraction as a numerator, a fraction as the denominator, what happens then, all that stuff. I think that it works a lot easier now. Now that I actually understand how algebra works properly. Because what a lot of people lost points on, one of the questions on the first test was the induction question with a really difficult algebra. I think now I'd be more capable of doing it. Actually, can we just retake the test? I mean, like, can we get a copy of it from him?
You have it though.
Yeah, but I want a... Oh, it's in a classroom. I want a clean copy so I can
So
maybe
you can
print
solve
it out and do it again. See if I can solve the question.
Yeah, I actually wanted to do it again.
Because
What
I
was
think that'd be
thinking-
banger preparation.
Yeah, it would be. That's actually what I was thinking of doing, like before the first semester exam. Bro, the semester exam is gonna be so bad.
Yeah, I hate that they're all so close together. But I hate that English is so difficult this year. Like the semester
English
exam.
is so difficult.
Like English, the geography 10-mark essay.
Geography's fine. Okay.
Yeah, but the 10-mark essay is I just can't do it. Like I did the 10-mark essay that time.
I know, I did it as
Knowing-
well, but like I knew what the
Yeah,
question's
exactly.
gonna be. I had prepared like sticky notes basically, so
Exactly. I had all the stuff memorized.
like I knew, yeah.
And for this one, it's just not really going to be the case. That really sucks.
The good thing is the 10 marks is gonna be from an infographic though. Which we haven't really covered, speaking of which.
Yeah, but he said he would cover it. these periods.
Hopefully.
Physics is not physics.
10 marks is 33.3% of the actual test.
Well, that's good, right? Because, like, I think the thing is you just have to do a lot of infographic practice questions.
Yeah, if it's easy.
Because the IB they want their very specific
Well, look,
set of things.
If the infographic is easy, then that's an easy 33.3%, right?
Yeah.
Then the short questions are definitely gonna be easy. 66.6.
Yeah, but even if the infographic is difficult, I think the questions you get are always, like, standard, like the same.
Probably.
So it's just doing practice questions.
You think this is basically what we're gonna have on the end of the IB exams?
What?
The semester exam from geography we have now. It's gonna be basically what we have.
For ESO, I think so.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Except more topics. See, I don't really understand how they're gonna cover. We don't have that much topics, right? Aren't we supposed to only go for like 4?
Yeah, there's some ESO, there's some core stuff, and then there's stuff we get to choose, which we chose the worst stuff, by the way.
I don't remember. Are we going through 2 topics or through?
Well, we're doing...
3.
Actually, we can just look up IB geography topics. Because we have... Yeah, because this is... Wait, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, there's 2 options studied at SO and 3 options studied at HO. And there's the core, which is which is population distribution, global climate, and global resources consumption and security. That's the core SO. And then the 2 topics we can pick from are like freshwater drainage basins, oceans and coastal margins, extreme environments, geophysical hazards, leisure tourism.
I hate to stop you, but I just realized we have
We've gone over time.
like 7 minutes left, right? Because the next block, the middle schoolers are gonna come here. The rodents.
Oh, I slammed my hand in and I can't feel my nerves in my hand anymore.
We put the outro music.
I think so. I think we should just play the music.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's not good. We shall see you next week.
Next week.
Hey,
Or
bye
next
bye.
month, actually.